Coming off the homestand and playing the way that you did, I would suggest you feel a whole lot better about your hockey club than you did that Sunday night after the Utah game just a little over a week ago.
Where it's been kind of, not the best hockey we've played, but we've found ways to win hockey games, which is great. But it's looking more and more like how we want to do things in the last few, and more consistent. And when you can do that closer to 60 minutes, you're never going to play a perfect game, but I think we've gotten ourselves a lot closer than we were early on in the year.
Not naming any names for not wanting for a player to be fined, but we've heard from a very reliable source that tomorrow night the guy that wears the C returns to action.
Yeah, this is leaning that way, but no, he. It actually we were looking at some things about maybe getting him in the Pittsburgh game, but nothing lined up practice wise, and us not being us being able to get him into situations. And then this is probably the better scenario because of having a good practice today, and then playing the game, and then having Wednesday off, kind of get him to self reset for the San Jose game. So kind of like he likes it. We're kind of happy we're at. Medical's happy with it. We're all kind of this LA game looks like the one.
Scott, Nino Niederreiter talked about how going on the road with a lot of new players on the team this year can be a great bonding experience. What can Adam Lowry being back do off the ice with a 6-game road trip coming up?
Well, I know it's been hard for him because he's not playing in the games, and whether it was us having meetings about how we were playing, different things that were going on, in the dressing room, on the road. There's lots of times where he wasn't on the road with us. I made a couple of trips, but at the end of the day, just when you're in his shoes, he's a captain and he's vocal, he's the leader, and you're not able to do that for 2 months, so now he's I'm sure he's got a lot of stuff built up in him, but that's just him. He just, to be back in it, to be a part of it, practicing and just skating with the guys isn't the same as actually being on the roster and ready to play. So he leads by example, and that's both on and off the ice, and that's what I love about him. And obviously him and Nino have some chemistry too, so there's some situation where they get back together, so I kind of like the way it's leaning.
Do you have an update on Morgan Barron? He didn't skate.
Yeah, Morgan's week to week. He got banged up in the third period there, so he's week to week. We'll get a little bit more evaluation when we get home from this road trip. He will be coming with us, but I don't think he'll be on the ice. Don't quote me on that, but he may get a chance near the end. And then Gus is day-to-day.
And then in terms of the Cole Perfetti and Dylan Samberg, are they coming on the road with you?
Yeah, they're coming. They're still yellow jerseys until that changes. They're still getting closer. They haven't really gotten the contact yet. A little closer to that, but I think that we still got to get to that phase before we really start talking about them. There is a chance on this road trip near the end of it. Yeah.
Morning, Coach.
Morning.
6-game road trip coming up. Just kind of your thoughts on this. This is a good stretch of games and a good test for you guys.
Make sure you pack a lot of underwear. No, it's this early in the year. Again, this is the Olympic year, right? And this is the type of stuff you're going to see. We have some more of these coming. But 13 days, it's a long time out there, and it's 6 different teams, and all in the West, so a real good challenge. And I think that for us, obviously, it starts in LA, where we haven't had great success in the last few years. So no better challenge than us going into that building. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But at the end of the day, some tough buildings, so we're going to have to make sure that, we take care of business on the road like we have been so far, continue to play well. And I like that the fact that our team game has gotten stronger here in the last 3 or 4, and it's gotten itself closer to how we want to play, and hopefully we can do that starting tomorrow.
I just got one more. I think you're 4-0 on the road this year, only undefeated team. What have you liked about your team's play over that stretch of games there?
I don't think it. The one thing about it, we don't play, and I know you guys, I'm throwing out all my cliches again, but there isn't a home way or a road way. That's one thing about this group is we play a consistent brand, and might not always be 60 minutes yet, but I think that on the road that we do things like we do at home, and we make it hard on the opposition. We don't put ourselves in a position where we're chasing the game, and we try to stay up above, and whether that's keeping the game a 1-goal game or an even game, that certainly helps a lot. Maybe you catch the opposition at home trying to do things, push for offense or push for goals, and you capitalize on it by being patient.
upper or lower for Morgan, and will he have to go on IR? Sorry.
In between.
Okay.
So you caught me there. That's why it's in between. Not doing anything right now. We're just in a holding pattern and all that stuff, and we'll let you know on that.
What's it meant to? Last year we talked so much about not having run support for Eric Comrie. What's it meant to see the way that you guys have been able to score in the games? And he's played great, but you've also scored a lot in those games.
A big difference. And we all felt for him last year because he was so good in games, and we wouldn't score goals. And so, to be able to get out in front like we did the other night allows him to settle into games, and we did it in Philly. It just allows him to kind of get his feet underneath him, especially early on in the year, and then the group has always had confidence in him, and this just helps build on it when he's in there, and the guys continue to play the way they can.
Scott, the road trip's spread out in terms of games, but what's the biggest challenge from a coach's perspective when you're on the road for this couple weeks?
Yeah, like the players have a couple things planned. There's things where we've looked at the schedule. I believe it's the Anaheim one. We're going to stay over and not spend all our time in the air late at night. I think that's part of what we've looked at this year on the schedule, staying over in cities like we did in Philly last week or a couple of weeks ago. We'll do some more of that stuff. I think it's just trying to recognize what days we need to practice, what days we may need to rest because of some of the travel, us going to Anaheim, up into Vancouver, back to Seattle, back to Calgary. So there's lots of thoughts on rest, recovery, and then can we fit in practices there. So for the players, it's more about them, looking after themselves, and we're trying to stay away from late nights, late nights, because it's hard to recover, especially when you're out on the road. So it's just part of the. You look around the league right now, there's teams that same type of thing. Every day you come into town here, and I usually ask the other coach which way you're going, and we're out on for the next 5 road games, or we're heading home for our next 6. It's just kind of the way the things are laid out.